They're called sleuthers. They are amateur investigators who look into missing person cases on a web forum called Websleuthers. The woman I spoke to says they'll do whatever it takes to help crack this case. 44-year-old Stephanie Ann Warner missing now for over a year. Last seen walking in the Ashland 4th of July parade with the group she loved volunteering at, the Jackson County Fuel Committee. And as investigators in Jackson County search for clues, another group of people from around the world is volunteering their time to investigate Warner's disappearance.
We have no power except to keep advocating for Stephanie. She can't speak for herself. So what we're doing is trying to keep her case in the forefront as much as possible.
This woman doesn't want to show her face, but is one of a dozen Web Sleuth Forum sleuthers, or citizen investigators. No badge, no certification, just doing their own research into Warner's case.
She sounds delightful and quirky and just like a neat person. So we've gotten very fond of her, and we want to know what happened to her.
That's also what Jackson County Sheriff's Detective Eric Henderson is looking for. He says numerous tips come in every week, but nothing has led to crucial evidence. And amateur investigators like Web Sleuths can be helpful.
As long as people stay with, realistic about what's going on, we definitely would encourage any help that we can get on the case.
Help that Henderson says has lacked from the only person of interest in this case, Warner's boyfriend, Lenny Laverne Ames, also known as Lonnie. Henderson says he's fled to Bellevue, Florida with his son, 31-year-old Jared Fournier.
I haven't been able to talk to him in a very long time. For someone who did love Stephanie Warner, it's unusual that he wouldn't be more active in the case.
Henderson took me to Warner's property in Rouge, where he says Ames admitted to digging these holes on the property looking for gold. Detective Henderson says these overgrown weeds around me are evidence that the life Warner once had here no longer exists, saying that the things she cared most about were her property and her animals.
We've searched this area numerous times, both with people on foot and with dogs.
Henderson says they've searched other areas, including various campgrounds and Applegate Lake, and even a campsite that Ames allegedly lived on illegally. Henderson says that's the only place they found some evidence, but won't say what it was. Their search continues.
We're continuing to monitor her accounts, all of her social media, phone, anything that we can to see if there's any activity at all.
A beloved woman is still missing.
We love her and miss her and want her back.
And as ordinary citizens do what they can,
it's really a labor of love.
Detective Henderson continues to search for answers.
Ultimately, it comes down to what would I want law enforcement to do if one of my children were missing, or a spouse or grandparent.
If you have any information about Warner's disappearance, call the Jackson County Sheriff's Office tip line at 541-774-8333. In the studio, Roma Villavicencio, NBC5 News.